so.
Hey guys, I'm gonna leave, okay? Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Bye bye. Alright, just give me a second. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Belgian Grand Prix with my co-host Marco. I am Sisconic, your today's lead commentator, and I'm really excited for today's race. We've got a lot of high-quality drivers yet again in Split B of this ORL Championship, and yeah, at Belgium once again. Can't wait for the cool moves up of Radion and Eau Rouge and all that good stuff. And so yeah. Got a few interesting names in this today. We've got a guest in today's league, the very Australian Tier Marduk.
We do. And isn't Dave Gaming also a guest?
Yeah, a few new faces it seems in this one. And I'm still looking forward to it.
Where the hell did I land? You know what? I watch his videos on YouTube and I just can't think of. Well, it's just a bit insane. I didn't remember seeing his name in the lobby, but now on the standings, and I'm like,
oh my God.
That's Dave Gaming.
Oh, bro.
I know this.
See?
I know this guy.
I'm being told I was told like 2 hours ago that this was.
No, I wasn't. That's the funny thing about it. Black Panther was like, yeah, you arrived for tonight, and I'm like, yeah, everything cool. I get in here like 50 minutes late, and it's like, oh, they're Team Marduk and Dave.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting to see what these guys can do. Oh, and my game has crashed. Very nice.
Beautiful.
A few. I had to cancel commentating for another league earlier this week, basically because my game would not start up, so I had to reinstall the game. Clearly, it has not worked. So I will give this another shot. You know, Black Panther already catching me with the save with the invite. Very nice, very nice.
Yeah, still in the pits, I think. No, he's on his alt lab already. So he's driving and texting.
Yeah. Oh no. That's highly. No, red flag.
Oh, and with Milky in the chat. Hello there. A fellow commentator from, I think about a year ago we did ORL together. It was back in the times when we had just one split.
Meanwhile, I'm just entering the game again, so I've got nothing to commentate on because I've got nothing to see.
Just talk about anything, and we're fine.
Oh yes, a very nice sunny day out here in Belgium. I can't lie, it's a black screen right now. I can't even tell if that's correct or not. Alright, I'm communicating with online services, so this is a good start. Joining session. And hopefully I'll be able to get back and talk properly now. As soon as it decides to load in. Any action happening right now?
Yeah, we have the first. Oh, and we have the migrating host issue, and I don't have a telemetry anymore, and the session ended suddenly, so I don't know what's actually happening. I think we have to restart.
Oh, fantastic! I just pressed the spectate button, so I hope it wasn't me that broke the session. Oh.
It looked to me like everyone left, but I don't know if that's close to correct.
Well, I just entered and I just got kicked out straight away, and I think I'm going back into the lobby or something. No, there is no lobby for me.
I was in some kind of lobby. Oh, I still got the wrong. Wait, I have to change that. Why is there the wrong logo? Just change that to...
Yep. Got,
this one.
And just communicating with the drivers right now on Discord.
Not that one. Yeah.
And let's try this again. Currently talking to one of the admins of the league right now, just to see what is happening right now.
I don't know.
Hopefully we'll get an answer. And Black Panther's giving me another invite for a lobby, so...
I think he made a new one, yes.
Yeah, so we will be doing a restart of the session, which is... I don't mind that one bit. I mean, I lost track of what was happening anyway. There's an error, the session no longer exists. Fantastic. I love F1 2020, don't you?
Yeah, beautiful. It's the same as the year.
It brilliantly depicts 2020 as a year, this game. So I'm really happy they've depicted that, and definitely not because the game keeps crashing every single day I try this.
Yeah, you have literally problems with everyone. And you, Jack from the F1 split, had problems with the game a few weeks ago, with crashing at the start.
Yeah, and wasn't that the race where I temporarily joined you on Split A? I think it was.
I think yes.
Yeah, I enjoyed my 30 seconds of fame on the main stage, but alas, I got pulled away. Get back to Split B where you belong.
It was as surprising as the thing with Team Mardak and Dave. It was just like, yeah, well, we don't have Giro there. Can you do a split? And I'm like, well, yes. Well, but I don't know anyone. Well, I mean, you know the guys, of course, a bit from esports. You know the names, and I've been in the F1 split commentating, but that was half a year ago or something. And The thing
Absolutely.
is, you remember the names, but the standings have completely changed, and you know the performance. For example, if I look at James Baldwin now, he's way more comfortable with the game than he was before because he just started F1 2020, yes, or I mean the F1 series at all. At least if I'm informed correctly. At least,
Yeah,
and like in terms of esports, not I think he played them before, but not the competitive way.
yeah, absolutely. Like I remember when I think it was last year when I started league racing for the first time ever. Took me a good half a season to get into the rhythm of it. It's not necessarily the easiest of the games to master when you're up against the best of the best.
As a driver, you mean?
As a driver, yes.
Yeah.
And I quickly bowed out of the league racing scene as a driver. Well, with that.
Yeah, same. I tried the league racing also, and I don't even know why I left this, why I left the league back then. But I still remember I was only on a controller. That's I think 3 years ago or something.
Oh, that's what I was doing, yeah.
You know, I know I was in controller, but I can't really remember driving with a controller. Because now I have a steering wheel, and the only thing I remember is having a steering wheel to drive the Formula 1 car.
Yeah. Honestly, to be competitive in league racing, the control is really not the option for you for newcomers. Honestly, I would say yeah. For anybody that wants to be serious in league racing, do not even waste your time using the controller. Controllers are for casual games.
Exactly.
And my voice chat thing is warning, even though it's not on. So here we go again. Loading in for the second time today for short qualifying of the Belgian Grand Prix. And most of the people on the right-hand side of the screen has loaded in, just waiting for Leonard and Courtesy. And we'll see what happens now.
Exactly. Hopefully it works this time around, and so you can see a wonderful race of Spa.
Yep. Gives me a second chance to commentate properly now, because I literally missed half of the previous qualifying due to the game crashing. Because basically what happened was I was on board with complacency, and I could already see something was going wrong, because you know how the smoke on the back of the cars was completely pitch black, but it wasn't even like a smoke texture. It was pure like a black JPEG sort of image.
I think that's correct. That's what the developers wanted it to be.
Yes. We're on a bit of a budget this year. We can't, you want those smoke particles? No.
Just a bit black behind the cars, so the opponent behind can't see a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are out now. Most of the drivers are going straight out on a out lap right now. They don't want to waste any time now that they've, had more time to prepare on what they want to do for this session. Currently we got Marcy, Black Panther, Leonard, Kiwi the Best. Actually, most of the grid are out there right now. Only Polyakov, Complacency, Courtesy, Arson, and Sipos is in the pits right now. So maybe they're waiting until everybody has done their laps. Because honestly, I think some people are going to lose out here, considering that everybody's just really tight behind each other. I imagine people will try to make space, but eventually some people are going to tangle with each other right now. So I'm going to look through the field here right now to see who I can... Oh, and Arson has gone out of the pits right now on a set of softs, so he's made the smart choice, in my opinion, to just leave it a little late to get out of the pits, but he's got the whole circuit to himself right now, basically, as everyone's like half a lap in front of him. So he won't have to worry about backing off. But maybe, if everybody's backing off with each other, he might catch up onto the back of the last car. Who knows?
You really want to see another Italy?
Yes, and I don't know if that's ever happened on the F1 game. I've not actually witnessed something like that myself. There's a yellow flag out there, not sure for who, and yeah, as expected, everybody at the bus stop chicane is like literally at a standstill. Yep. Oh my god, this is really. I'm on board with Flexi Marcy right now, and they're going so slow. The two McLaren drivers going at snail's pace right now, and they're finally getting onto their starting lap. I don't know whether that'll actually affect them because the way that they've come off the final corner is so slow. I'm assuming that most of their first time laps are going to be not the best. Honestly, they've all gone very slowly. This will be where Arsene will come into advantage here because he won't have to do that. He'll get off the final corner nice and smoothly as he wanted to, as he's about to approach the bus stop chicane right now. So hopefully, yep, as expected, he's getting a much better line off the final corner and might get a better time, depending how good of a driver he is. So I am looking now to see who is on track right now. Oh, Sippos finally comes out of the pits, but is right next to the AlphaTauri, gets out of the way nice and neat. I've got to see who is in front right now, trying to look for the driver closest to the finish line. Not seen. I'm just going to go on board with Ark Till of the Sauber because he's about to hit the bus stop chicane right this second, so he might be thinking. But no, Calvin gets a 141.1, but can Till improve on that? He's about to cross the line right now, and it is a 141.4, and Lucho gets a 141.6. Svetskov with a 141.7. Daniel Valle with a 141.1. And times are coming in real fast right now. A Panther with a 142.1. He will not be happy with that. Flex Marcy with a 142.2, and we see Kimi the Best actually pitting in and not even completing a lap right now. Adam Ruiz with 142.9, so all the times coming in. Tiamarnek with a 141.9, just within the 141s. They'll want to improve their time. They'll want to be in the 141s if they want any chance of a good result here. Lennart with a 141.6, the best of the two McLaren drivers so far. Pitchko with a 141.5. And so far, Arsene, what did I say, is right up there with a 141.4.
Exactly.
This is what I was saying before. People were going so slowly off the final corner. It's going to hurt them so much. And those people are in the 142s right now. And Arsene, coming out really late out of the pits, has really taken that to the advantage and is currently in P3. But how long will he be able to last there? We'll see, because I'm assuming everybody will want to get a second chance at the cherry, basically. With complacency at 143.6, he really got hurt by everybody slowing down there. I imagine he'll be going out for another lap, and I think he is on a lap right now. So, with that said, we still got Kimi the Best, Sipos, Dave Gaming, F1 Kid, and Toasty still waiting for a lap time to be set, although Sipos is currently on a lap right now, with Kimi the Best on a nut lap and the rest of everybody on the nut lap right now. And as everybody is about to go into the pits now that they've done their first run, I imagine that almost everybody will probably go and make a second run, especially everybody that are in the mid to high 141s and low 42s and above and below. Not good enough, not good enough. They really should not get themselves in that position where they're all coming out at the same time. I don't think they meant it to come with everybody else. I just think they all had the same idea of getting out straight away at this point.
Yeah, exactly. But that's what happens if everyone gets out at the same time. And if everyone gets out as soon as they can, you get this queue of people who just wants to start their hot lap. And I mean, in some ways, it's better to drive the bus stop chicane in a different way on your before your hot lap, because if you go a little bit more to the right, so you get more space to accelerate in the end, you get a few
And that's what he
thousands.
did. That's what Ars actually did. He actually
exactly.
went really wide on the final corner.
Exactly. But if you slow down too much in the chicane, and well, then you just have less speed, and this little bit of extra room doesn't really give you those tenths back. You lost because you went there with like 20 miles an hour.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Sipos has gone in. Probably because he's realized that everybody has done their laps on the soft tire, and it's probably not the best idea to be on mediums right now. Unless he's got another strategy up his sleeve. I highly doubt it. Yeah, he's moved on to the softs according to the data I have right here. So he's thought better of it, and he's going to go all out with the softest compound for today. No real trickery going on here in terms of strategy. Everybody's on the same page right now when it comes to what they want to start their race on, unless they go faster on another set, which I highly doubt at this point. So let's have a look right now. Everybody's coming out on an outlap now, going at their second run right now. On board with Daniel Valley right now. A very strong start to the first half of this session right now with 9 minutes to go. And I've got to say, for Daniel Valley, I think it was in the last race, wasn't it, where he was going strongly and it just fell apart for him.
Yeah, Daniel Valley is actually a really strong race driver, and we had this, I think, a few qualifyings already in a few races, that he was always with the top guys, but most of the time then something happened, and he went down the grid.
Because it just happened. Normally, from what I've experienced from this league so far, is that everybody, gets off to a decent start for most of the drivers, and then eventually, after the first set of pit stops, it doesn't stick. I don't know whether it's the tires or whether it's because they get tangled up. It's always something when they come out of the pits. Something always happens. So we'll be looking forward to that, to see some people inevitably coming out of the pit stop tomorrow on Sunday, and basically all racing each other to Eau Rouge, essentially. Coming out of the pits, and then someone coming out of the first corner. And Daniel Valley is now on his second lap of today to see if he can improve. Also, Calvin as well is further up the road right now, down the main straight, with Arson also crossing the line to start his lap, and most people are about to start their laps. And it seems that everybody's a bit more spaced out, Maku, now. So I think they've all learnt a little bit of their lesson. As I see the Renault of Courtesy going really wide and onto the grass and almost in the gravel. So I don't know whether he meant to do that to get out of people's way, or, well, I really hope he didn't mean to do that, because that's just ruining his set of tires to the next few corners. And that's really what you need, what you don't need on an outlap right now. You want to get your tires at the absolute right temperature, and going on the grass really does not help you there. So yeah, everybody's on a lap right now, with Lucho about to cross the line and see if he improves his lap. He does, with a 1:41.3, and let's see who else is improving right now. We're going to try and look down the thing. We've got Leonard going across the line now, and does he improve on his lap? No, he does not. It's a 1:41.6 still. Can anybody else improve? I'm sure somebody can. Also, Calvin has picked Daniel Valley to first place right now, but we've got Daniel Valley going across the chicane now to see whether he can improve on his lap, and he takes provisional pole back from Calvin. He did a 1:41.1, Calvin. Almost matched and slightly beat Daniel Valley, but Daniel Valley pulled a good 3 tenths out of the bag there, and is the first man into the 140s here. So it is possible. So let's have a look. The people in the 142s really need to get a move on now, as it's not looking very good. F1 Kid and Sippos, interestingly, have not completed a lap, although Sippos is going across the bus stop chicane right now and is about to set a lap, and he's up to P2. Where did he come from? He wasn't happy with the mediums, went on to the softs, and what a good decision that has been. He's almost into the 140s, but not quite. It's a 1:41.086. A great effort by him. I'm sure he'll be really proud of that. And so that leaves only F1 Kid left to complete a lap. So everybody is still... So this is your top 10 right now. Daniel Valley is first, Sipos is second, Calvin third, fourth is Till, Svetskov is fifth, Lucho in sixth. He was up there, but he's got down slightly. He'll have to go again if he wants to improve his positions here. Arsen is seventh. I'm sure he's going to do another one, although he's in the pits. Most of them have abandoned their laps, it seems, from what I can gather here. So they probably realize, yeah, Tiamatic is also into the... no, it's not Tiamatic. It's someone else. It's Lennart. Lennart is... Tiamatic is still out there on a current lap right now. A bit low on fuel, but I'm sure everything will be fine. Although he does have a wrench next to his name as well, so I'm not sure whether that will mean anything. There's a yellow flag around that area. I'm trying to figure out what it is. I think it's Dave Gaiman going very slowly. Either that or Tiamat going slow. Something's happened around that area. They're going a little slow.
The first lap of Dave was really kind of interesting. I don't know. It's not interesting because he went purple in the first sector, but then just did a 142.0. I was wondering if
I'm guessing he got backed off somewhere.
Yeah, or he had traffic or something, but because I was wondering why he wasn't popping up until on the top times, but
and Tiamat has gone into the bits, so I predicted the future.
Wow, how did you do that?
I mean, I don't know. I guess they just didn't feel these soft ties on this particular set. I don't know. They've all decided to simultaneously come in, most of them. Meanwhile, Dave Gaming is currently about to start his lap right now, and Black Panther is still on an out lap right now. Needs to improve on his time. He was really happy with his practice session, but I can't remember what his time was. Oh god, I think it was either a time trials is slightly quicker, is it not? Was it slower?
Yeah, time trial is quicker. On a practice session is slower.
Yeah, because I remember he either said he did a 140.6 or something like that, so he seemed really happy with that. Or maybe I'm just getting his time wrong and he said something completely different, but it sounds like a good time. I mean, the current provisional poll is a 140.8. How much slower is this session compared to time trial, do you think?
I don't know. I think it's not much if you have like an empty tank and the tires are warmed up correctly and they're just well, you've just put them on before the off lap. Then it's, I think, just 2/10 of a second or something. But of course, it's also in time trial you have like infinite an infinite amount of tries, and here you have to get like in 2 or 3 1 you have to get one completely right.
Yeah,
and start a really long track. You can
I'm seeing that example. Yeah, I'm seeing that example right here. Some drivers really happy with their practice sessions, as we see Till cutting the corner a little bit there. Very strange area to cut the corner, but you know, alas, his time has been removed, or attempt at time has been removed. So we've got a few cars on the main straight with Calvin on people, but they're backing off a little bit, trying to find someone about to start. F1 Kid is finally starting a lap with 1 minute 55 seconds to go. Not an ideal situation to be in. He has to nail this one, or it's, you know, back of the grid it is for F1 Kid for now if he doesn't improve on anything. I mean, a slow lap will still be an improvement, but still. Not an ideal situation to leave it to last minute. It's like the last minute we all would study for tests on the test day. Not a good idea, as I can tell you. So yeah, also Toasty is also about to start a lap. I'm looking for someone who's about to start a lap. Oh, I see Kim in the best having a little purple patch there on the map. So interesting to see what his time will be. So I guess I'll be on with him, because with Arsen with a 140.7. I missed that one.
Oh,
great effort from him, and with a minute to go, that's pretty good. And Daniel Valley is still on his outlap. But here we've got Kimi the best. See if he can improve his time going across the line. He does, but not much with a 142.4. I got excited there for a second because I saw a bit of purple on his map. So I assumed that he was going quickest of anyone at that point. And there's a few yellow flags at the bus stop chicane. Some people not learning and going a bit slowly there. But let's have a look. We go and have a look. Going up and down the thing now to see if there's anybody near completing a lap. Pitchko goes across the line, but not sure whether he was actually... Yeah, he's about to start a lap, so I'm just trying to catch someone now.
F1 Kid goes 9th.
Huh?
F1 Kid goes 9th with his only time set.
Good effort by him, but is he starting another lap or is he backing off? I can't quite tell at this point. And qualifying session has finished, so everybody crossing the line now will have their laps finished, and complacency is guaranteed 20th on the grid.
Oh, Cyprus just takes provisional pole.
Oh, great effort by him. He went second in at the end of the first set of stops, but it seems to me he's really on it. We're on board with Daniel Valley right now to see whether he can claim back pole position, because he's got it twice in this session and he's lost it twice. So let's see if he can do anything about this. He's going on, approaching the bus stop chicane any moment now, but there's a few slow cars in front of him, but they get out of the way. He's about to approach the bus stop chicane right now. There's a slow McLaren in front of him, but he gets out of the way as well. Goes on to the final corner. Can he improve his time and get pole? No, he cannot. It's a 140.8, and Sipos has might have actually done enough here, and Arson goes really wide and off track. But I don't see anybody really improving their time. F1 Kid is still out there. So is Pitchko. Crows across the line. Doesn't improve as well. Nobody's improving on their times now. Tiamadek is going across the bus stop chicane now onto the final corner. Can he get into the top 10? Crosses the line and he gets into 11th, just outside the top 10. What a shame. And Sipos might, I haven't checked in the last second there, I think he's got pole position.
But I have to say that again represents the level we're on. We just go through the standings. I'm finishing the sentence later because we've just got a limited time. So Cyprus is taking pole position here at the Belgian Grand Prix with next to Arsene Kardanov. In the second row with Daniel Valle and BDG Calvin. Then fifth is Leonard. Then we have Till, Lucho and Svetkov, the F1 Kid and Pitchko. Then Tiamat Marduk in the sixth row, I think. Kurtzi and Polyakov was this, I think. And then I think Dave Gaming. Not sure about it. But what I wanted to say, that we can see on which high level we are racing on, because I think everyone knows Tiamat Marduk and or Dave Gaming from YouTube. And they are high level drivers. But you can see here, I don't know how much they practiced, but even though we're in the F2 split, you know, they're still not like completely topping the standings and are completely better than anyone else. Yep. But we have a really strong competition for them, even though we're just in the F2 split. I mean, F1 split is basically just the F1 esports, but yeah.
Yeah, because I was actually talking to Black Panther earlier, because not gonna lie, I assumed that the YouTubers would just get preference and go to Split A, but as you can see here, the choice was correct to leave them in Split B. They've got some work to do if they want to get that seat into Split A right now, as the lights go out for for the formation lap right here. My loading scheme was going on for ages, dude. I didn't even get to see the grid, the qualifying thing. Didn't even get to see it. You know, so I'll just have to go work for it.
I don't want to insult anyone, but don't get me wrong. But I think if they would have went into the F1 split, they would probably have gotten like lap 2 or 3 times, and we're like back off the pack in qualifying.
Yeah, we've seen Split A, and my God, the amount of errors is so much smaller compared to Split B.
And just
but to be honest, that's what Split B is for. You wanna
exactly.
You wanna learn how to league race. Split B is a fantastic area to start off with and prove your worth and prove your might. As many drivers from this Split B, some really good drivers. Like I think we had I don't know who it was. It was Getoned who was in Split B with us for a little while, and you know, despite getting a bit of bad luck versus Top Tom, he still showed that he was worth going to the next one. With I don't see Top Tom, so I'm guessing he went as well. Maybe I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't actually know if he went to the F1 split, but
well, no, he's not here.
I think they first thought about Top Tom, but then got Get-Owned or something. I'm actually not sure. But what I'm sure about is that Get-Owned is now in the F1 split, and yeah.
Do you actually know whether he's actually doing well? I haven't actually kept an eye on it.
I have to say no, I didn't, but I maybe can quickly look something up, how he is currently looking.
Meanwhile, I'll commentate the first bit of the start as Sipos is about to line up for pole position right now. I hope you got the camera on the right car here.
Yes, I do.
Okay, so everybody's lined up right now as Complacency is just about to get into his grid position at the back. He'll want to do something here today in the first few laps. He wants a good result. But we are on board with Sipos right now. The lights are about to go out. The 5 red lights are on and lights out. And away we go. Terrible camera angle for us, but let's see. He has a good start, but Ferrari driver is straightly behind. No incidents so far at the start of the race, and everybody is a ghost car on my end, but that's, you know, we can expect that to be a glitch right now. As on my end, it says Adam Ruiz is in first, but I know that for a fact that that's not the case. He's had a really good start, Sippos. He's getting away. Normally, you want to try and get a big gap on the Toasty, Daniel Valle keeps P2, takes it away from R16, and it's really tight there in the mid field right there. But Sippos has had a fantastic getaway now. Normally, when it comes to the Belgian Grand Prix, you take pole, but normally you lose it on the big straight. But he's kept it cool, got enough of a gap, and is in to first place. And you gotta say he is a big favorite, getting a little bit of a gap now to Daniel Valle. Daniel Valle not had the best starts, but got it into second position at the end of the straight, with Arsene in first, Calvin in fourth, Leonard fifth, Till sixth, Lucho seventh, eighth.
And we got a spin. It is Dave Gaming.
Dave Gaming. Something has happened to him. Who did he touch?
He
must
touched
have
with
someone.
the Renault of Corsi, I think, if I'm correct.
Oh, and Flex is also into the wall. He's still got it running and is side by side with Dave Gaming, although Dave has crucially got past him now. So not a good day for the Haas and the Red Bull driver right now. I was just going through the field, and it seems to me that some of the drivers... I don't know. I don't know what's happened here. Sippos is still in first, but on my end of the screen, he just went down the order.
Yeah, everything's a bit messed up.
It went from first attempt, so I was like, did he have a crash? No,
you know,
Sippos is absolutely fine.
The game also told us that DRS is enabled, but of course it's not. It's just lap 2, and we were getting DRS next lap, even though it's shown on the telemetry. The drivers can't open it at the moment.
Yeah, indeed. He's going back up the list again to third position according to the game. Had a little bit to drink last night, it seems. The F1 game.
Up and down.
But what is a fact, and although it's saying, I'm just having a look. There's so many. It's changing so often. I can't really rely on the positions right now. I'm gonna have to do my best here and try to tell you guys who's in first and who's in last. So Sipkos leads the race from Daniel Valle. 8 tenths is the gap, although it looks a bit bigger than at 8 tenths, honestly, in my opinion. I'm not sure If you look at the gap, that doesn't look like 8 tenths to me, but we'll see. Arsene behind them in third, Calvin in fourth, Leonard fifth, Till sixth. Although he's getting handed behind by Lucho, so maybe something will happen there when DRS does happen. Svetskov 8th, Pritchko 9th, F1 Kid 10th, Team Marduk, despite not the best start, is still in 11th because of a few spins from the lap before, meaning they passed them and stuff. Courtesy 12th, Polycar 13th, Black Panther down in 14th. He won't be happy with this. Adam Ruiz 15th, Kimmy the Best 16th, Place 17th, Toasty 18th, 19th, Dave Gaming, and Flex Marcy. They're catching up to the back of the field finally now. But it's crucially becoming a much better day for Sippos right now. It's currently up to 1.4, and that's what I thought the gap was, but for some reason it said 8 tenths. This is the gap that we saw at the end of the previous lap, so I'm not sure what happened there. Although Arsene is side by side, and he's going to take second place from Daniel Varley into second place to go. And finally, he can go after Sippos now to try and get the win. Can he do it? We'll have to see. It's 1.7 seconds the gap. He locks up a little bit there, and a few positions have been changed there. It's a big, massive area of a DRS range for people to take advantage and get the overall speed. Like, you're not, when you're in front, you're a sitting duck when it comes to the rest of the cars behind, especially in Belgium. Absolutely overpowered this place is for DRS, but yeah, currently still 1.7 between the gap between Sippos and Arsene, so not really gaining anything so far, but it's still early days. Daniel Valle is still behind him with 7 tenths, leading the gap. Also, there's another thing going on with Calvin and Leonard. The gap is also half a tenth. People are staying really close now. Svetskov is 2 tenths behind Lucho. This could be some really exciting moves being done here in the next DRS range. Everybody within a second of each other. This is really close racing going on here. Actually, the biggest gap is between first and second place and 19th and 20th, but that's got to be expected. A few battles going on here. I can't really choose which one I want to see. There's that many battles going on here. But we're on board with Daniel Valle. Can he get P2 back from Arsene K? Let's have a look. He's lost a bit of ground to Sippos. Arsene is now 1.8 the gap now, but he's in DRS range. Daniel Valle, and he's got the DRS open. We're on board now with Daniel Valle. Can he do anything about it? No, he's still too far back. He had enough of a gap. Going back down the list, and it seems to me Tiamana just about behind Courtesy. In fact, he's lost a position to Courtesy. As a matter of fact, he's down in 12th. He is a victim of the DRS straight. Although he breaks a little bit, Courtesy locks up a little bit, but not enough for Marduk to get a bit of a sniff there up the inside. Looking for the rest of the field now, it seems to me that the gaps need to be less than half a second. It needs to be around 3 tenths, something like that is what I'm getting from this, because Daniel Valle was half a second behind at the start of that straight and was not enough to even get even close to him. Yeah, so honestly,
yeah, it's also about the exit. It's just about the exit out of La Source, and I mean, if you get this one much better, then you will have better traction throughout all the camel straight on, but also how you take Eau Rouge, and well, as a car behind, it's always a possibility kind of to lift a bit, because you're not really scared, but you get too close, for example, to your opponent in front, and therefore you don't want to crash. But we're going for the camel straight again, and I've just been watching a few battles at the back. For example, Dave Gaming is about fighting his way up.
But the thing is now, Arsene is now 2.1 seconds behind Sippos now. He is absolutely running away with it. Daniel Valle not even being able to make any ground right now. He's sticking with him. I guess he's just going to have to stick with him till the first round of the pit stops to see if he can do anything about it with the undercuts and overcuts right there. Not sure who's going to do what, but we'll see. Arsene with a big, massive lockup. That could be devastating to him later on in the race. Let's have a look and see some of the gaps right now. Has anybody done any moves right now? Team Marduk hangs on to P12 because he is actually under a lot of pressure from Polyakov now. Instead of attacking Kurtzy, he's having to look in his mirrors for Polyakov now. Meanwhile, Adam Ruiz is also right behind them. This could be a really tough afternoon for the McLaren driver. As going up and down the field, I'm going to have a look and see. Flexes is 1/10 behind Toasting now. Has to get back himself into the race. He's not quite got himself into the race as Dave Gaiman's got. But a good recovery right now from Dave Gaiman. Up to P16 now. But is 8 seconds behind his fellow teammate Black Panther, who's also not having a real good time of it right now. And Sipos is going on the bus stop chicane now. Still 2 seconds is the gap, and still 6 tenths is the gap between Daniel Valle. It's basically who blinks first now is if you're going to see a new race leader here. But it looks really comfortable now from Sipos. He's lost about a 10th to Arsen, but honestly, it's not enough at the moment, because even if he takes a 10th out of Sipos in every single lap, Maku, it still would not be enough with the amount of laps that's left.
Yeah, and that's just a big problem. I think Sipos just did a real great job at extending the gap and extending the gap before the DRS gets open. And
yeah.
Well, that was just the right thing to do, because those battles on the Camel Straight, they will continue forever until the end of the race. But you have to stay in the DRS range to have a battle on the Camel Straight. And even then, you still have to be real close up to them, because as you can see, some of the drivers are half a second behind, and it's still not close enough for them to be competitive side by side with the driver in front. And right now, I'm not seeing any of that. Most drivers are about 7 tenths behind each other by the time they start the Camel Straight. And you got to say it's a bit of a tough afternoon. Speaking of tough afternoons, Team Marduk did actually lose 12th place to Polyakov. He's down to 13th now, and he's actually getting chased by Adam Ruiz. I said that it would be a tough afternoon for him, and it's getting worse and worse as the laps count down. We're still on lap 6 of 22 here at the Belgian Grand Prix. Sipos going into the chicane once again. 1.9, it was 1.8 seconds a second ago. Arsen has finally managed to find an area on the track where he can gain a 10th, and someone is in the pits, I believe. In fact, not someone, a lot of people are in the pits. And yeah, well, let's take a look at what they're pitting for. I mean, we have a lot of medium runners now in the field. The guys from the backfield who try to go the reverse strategy, and everyone who went into the pits has now opted for another set of mediums.
Yeah, it seems to me. Yeah, it seems to me that seems pretty standard. Honestly, no one really trying to go for a bold strategy at the moment. Like Marcy finally gets into the pits, has to change his front wing actually. Yeah, I'm guessing hitting the wall has really actually done some damage in the end. Dave Gaming comes out of the pits right now and is out in front of Kimi the Best, so managed to get the jump on some of the drivers. Honestly, I think that would have been a good time for Arsen and Daniel Valle to have come in, honestly, to try and get some sort of undercut on Sipos right now, because if they're just going to pit on the same lap, then they may as well not have even bothered trying anything. Because right now, on pace right now, Sipos has really got them in his back pocket, because no gains have been made here. And in fact, I'd say Daniel Valle has lost a couple of tenths to Arsen now. They're spreading out a little bit more. Pierre Lucho is 3.4 seconds behind Daniel Valle. So clearly, it seems to me that these will be your podium positions today, unless something happens to them. And Daniel Valle and Arsen come into pits. And crucially, Sippo has not. So let's see if this actually pays off for him.
Yeah, we'll just see as soon as he gets to the pace and I don't think that's gonna take too long. But the thing is, he has another lap of clean air. I mean, he has always clean air, and he has another lap on the softer tire. If it hasn't degraded too much, he should do a faster lap than the rest of the guys at the moment. But the other thing is he has no DRS and all the others have, but of course all the others also have traffic because the field is still pretty close together.
Absolutely. Except Arson has crucially got himself into some clean air at the moment, although Calvin will want something about that. And Daniel Valley, crucially, still behind Arson and has got someone in the way of Calvin. So not a good window for him. He'll want to dispatch the Williams out of the way as soon as possible to make any gains. I'm going to have a look at, keep on board with Sippers now, because the decision will be, oh, he slides a little bit, not starting to have his tyres fall away from him a little bit now. This could be very crucial now to see whether he pits now. He's sliding a lot. I don't know whether that's the game or anything, but he's really sliding now around the corners right now. I'm not sure. It's suddenly not sure about the times. I haven't really got the times on me right now, but it seems very slippery for his final lap, assumingly so. And will he be coming into the pits? Yes, he does. It wasn't a good last final lap there by Sipos. It really was very slippery for him as he goes into the pits now. The pit window is now open, but everybody's gone in and a couple laps early. Let's see whether he can actually do anything right now. Currently, he's exiting the final pit stop chicane now, and Sipos is still in the pits right now. Arson is side by side, honestly. And let's see if anything can be done here. And Sipos still stays in front. Well done. A great in-lap by Sipos there, despite the slippery tyres.
But he lost a bit of time at least. So maybe if Arson can push another lap now, he'll be able to get close to him, get into the DRS window. But I think that's for sure what Sipos is. He knows that Arson tries to do that, so he will push this or the next few laps too, to extend again his gap. So I don't know if we see much change there, but a little bit of change will be happening soon as the last few guys who are at the moment in front from first to fifth, they still need to pit. Those are mostly the medium runners and Adam Ruiz, who's still on a soft tire, but who should be pitting this or the next lap.
Yeah, meanwhile, we are on board with Kersey, who is your new race leader of this race, but assumedly so, he'll have to pit very soon as well, because he is not stopped once, I believe, and so is Polyakov and Tia Marduk, who is in third position. And unfortunately for him, this is as close as he'll get to being at the front all race long, as it's not been a good first stint for him, honestly. He's lost a couple positions instead of gaining, and still out there, although they're all on the medium set of tyres, so assuming they'll go out for another few laps there, not sure how many. Toasty gets a 3-second time penalty. Adam Ruiz is in the pits now, last of the softer tyre runners to be pitting right now, and he's not really in a strong position right now. 14th place and still in the pit, so people can still pass him into 15th he goes, yes. So let's have a look and see. Dave Gaiman, despite the big gains he made at the start, despite the spin, is still 16th. That seems to be that's where the pace is at for him. So let's have a look right now, and he's actually lost some time to 15th place. It's now 12 seconds. It was about 8 seconds at the start of the stint at the pit stop window. So Kurtzy and Polikov still out there, wondering what they'll be thinking about this, considering that they're in the lead. Not often that they find themselves in this position, so they'll be probably soaking this up very nicely. Tim Marduk nowhere near them actually, and in fact Sipos is increasingly approaching them really quick now, and he's about to inevitably pass Tim Marduk now. Black Panther as well, also in 5th position, finally in a decent position, but still got a pit. So hoping that he can extend this period now. As we can see now, Sipos is going to pass Tim Marduk now. Is he going to defend at all? Tim Marduk, you know, not necessarily doing anything, not doing any harsh moves at the moment, but is not giving it up right now, and is still side by side with him on the bus stop chicane. and is still in front. He's not giving this up despite being on a different strategy right now, starting on the mediums, I believe, and Sipos still behind him. He'll be very frustrated by this, and this has got to be good news for Arsene, honestly. But can Tiamaduk actually do anything about this at the pit straight? You know, we know him for his videos, and he's very good with defending from his Let's Plays, but can he actually keep something here today? I don't think so now. The pace is just overwhelming. The tyre life in the tyres are not as great as Sipos, and he just about gets in front of Tiamaduk. And unfortunately for Arsene, that really only lasted a few corners, that advantage he has, and I've got to say, he's not really doing a good job keeping on the back of Sipos. I think he's actually lost a lot of ground as well in the long run, because he was behind Black Panther. Speaking of Black Panther, he's lost a few positions here. He must have been a sitting duck on the straight. He's down to 9th. He was in 5th a couple of corners ago.
I don't know what happened there with Black Panther, but I just watched a bit of Daniel Valle, and I have to say that's really a disadvantage sitting behind Calvin, because as Arsene is now sitting behind teammate Marduk, well, both have kind of the same problem. We just saw how teammate Marduk is defending. He defended against Cyprus very good, but you know, Arsene will have a much bigger problem getting past, I think, at least. Well, on the Camel Straight, it might be an opportunity to get past, but it's still complicated. And Cyprus is meanwhile fighting further up. I know it's actually just an overtake because of pit stop, but Arsene will have it really hard, and Daniel Valle isn't even getting past Calvin, so it isn't again really his race, I think.
Yeah, and now he's getting stuck behind Tiamaduk a little bit here, as there's a yellow flag, and F1 Kid is out.
I think on a pit in the pit lane, right?
I'm not sure. Well, I saw a bit of flash of red. He seems to have given up this race. Not sure what the problem was. Probably didn't feel like he was making any real gains, and that's an unfortunate end to his race for the American Ferrari driver. As I see a Ferrari going out of the pits, you know, not sure why that is. I mean, it's just an AI. No point being there, but alas. Let's.
Arsene and Cardenov made it past teammate Mara.
I'm actually having a look for F1 Kid, right? I'm going to ask him what's happened, because he just spamming capital letters that he can't be asked. So I'm going to see what happened, and we'll tell you in a minute.
Hopefully, if we get some intel.
It'd be very good to see what happened.
But we've also got a lot of penalties, I think, around them, because we haven't really watched the lower screen during the race, but I think there's probably every few seconds something popping up, and we only have 20 drivers, so therefore nearly everybody seems to have a penalty. So as soon as things have sorted out, I think, as the last guys went into the pits, we maybe can take a look at who has how many penalties and who needs to increase the gap to his opponent behind to still have the place he has on track.
Yeah, and we've got a response from F1 Kid, and it's a very technical, long answer. He just could not be bothered.
Oh.
That's it. That. No one hit him. He just couldn't be bothered. So, well, there you go. Then I guess some drivers get hit with very quick depression, real quick. So, on to the race, though. However, and Sipos is catching Courtesy now. He's 3 tenths behind and keeping him behind, though. Even though I don't see much the point of it right now, because he's still going to pit anyway. Although he's done a decent job to get this far, still keeping in front. Meanwhile, Arsene is 2.6 seconds behind Sipos, so he actually did lose in the end. Meanwhile, Daniel Valle has lost a lot of positions to a lot of time to Arsene as well, with Calvin still in front of him. Daniel having a big, massive white chicane in front of him in the shape of a Williams right now. And Calvin's got to be a little bit more satisfied here that he's doing a good job staying in that position. And it's actually behind Arsene a little bit. In fact, very much behind. He could actually line up for an overtake here on the Camel Straight, but let's see. I'm guessing Arsene and Daniel will not have the same, edgeness that they had with the new fresh tyres now that they've had a couple of laps out there now. As the gap between Arsene and Calvin is now half a second now. So let's have a look on board with Calvin. Can he do anything about this? With Daniel Valle also behind him, but he won't get any advantage out of it. As we're going to see Calvin, is he going to make a move? He's approaching very quickly, but nothing to be done. Arsene just stays ahead of the Williams driver, but the Williams driver holding out their own out there. Got the cat amongst the pigeons, as they call it. And the pigeons are not very happy, especially Daniel Valle. I'm sure he's not happy about this.
No, not really, but somehow Calvin just sneaked up there, and he's doing a great job keeping up with Arsene, and still keeping in front of Daniel. I think Daniel wasn't really able to challenge him to anything yet.
Yeah, I'm just having a look right now, and Calvin has pitted.
Yes.
So it's for position. I just thought he came out of nowhere. He came out of nowhere, so I thought, he must have yet to pit, But no, it seems to me that their in-laps and out-laps have been so poor that they just let a fourth contender into this podium fight right now. And Daniel Valle has got to be livid with himself that he's just let that happen, considering that he was second at one point in the race. And Tiamat finally pits for a set of what I would probably think would be a set of softs.
Yeah, it should be. It's only 7 laps left, so
get some laps in there.
We got some suggestions from the game to go on to go from soft to hard, but I don't. That's exactly what the game would do, but...
Side by side, and Calvin is into P2, maybe, and gets the job done. What a surprising performance it is from the Williams driver. We weren't even talking about him all weekend, and then suddenly, slap bang, second position. 3.5 seconds is the gap. Can he be the new challenger to Sipos right now? Sipos literally at the wheel, just sleeping now, because he's got nothing to do all afternoon. Just has to do what every driver has to do, just keep it on the road right now, and he's not had any challenges so far. Probably saving, I can imagine he would have quite a bit of ERS saved up now, considering he's had no challenges whatsoever. But let's have a look and see Daniel Valle finally having the Ferrari driver in his sights, and maybe he can get something done about this finally now. With Lennard also not too far behind. It's caused a bit of a train, these three drivers, now that the others are slightly catching up a little bit. As Black Panther is in 8th, is gone down to 9th, though. I think he got overtaken by Lucho there on the straight. I don't have... Oh, he's probably not... He's not even stopped, actually, according to my data. I'm not sure if that's true. And he finally comes in. Not sure if that was the best thing to do, honestly. Going so wrong on the mediums, but...
I don't know, because he has now 6 or 7 laps left on the softs, and we definitely know that they can at least go that far. And maybe it would be better to go a bit earlier, as the other guys did on the softs. They degrade much faster, yes, but it'll be enough. I think they could even do 10 laps on the circuit. They will be pretty much garbage at the end, but they could do 10 laps.
Yep, and he comes out in 13th, and, well, I mean, it's worked out for him in the end, because he was 14th when he first came into the pits, and has jumped Mardik. That's the longest cut that I've ever seen, if I've ever seen any, but, you know, he's actually got the move done on Mardik, like, 5 laps later, but let's have a look and see at the front. Is anything being done? And it's up to 3.8 seconds, the gap now with Sipos and Calvin. And you've got to say now it's a little bit, it's a bit of a one-horse race right now for Sipos right now. Probably laughing at the opposition that he's been given here today, considering what's happened here.
Arsenal left the session. That at least was what my games is saying.
Yeah, and I see him in ghost form right now, so I'm not sure. And see what's happened right here. And he gets overtaken by Daniel Valle. What an anticlimactic moment this is in the race. Daniel Valle back into the podium positions. Maybe he can go after chasing the Williams driver of BDG, Calvin.
That's pretty unfortunate for Arsenal, and hopefully he can reconnect as soon as possible.
Yeah, it's slipping away from him really fast here, and he's under danger from not even being in the top 5 by the end of the race if this carries on. And Tiamaduk with a 1.3.9 is currently the fastest man of this race so far.
And we got another overtake by Courtsy onto the camel straight around the outside, beautifully done already at the beginning of the DRS zone. He was a short time race leader during the first phase of pit stops.
Yep, and gets himself between the two Alpha Tauris now, and Tiamaduk starting to make some gains now finally into this race as he tries to catch the Rebel driver Black Panther in 13th place. So let's see, now that they're on the softer tyre, they could catch up to Adam Ruiz, who is in 12th position with 4.5 seconds. But the thing is, it's then 9.2 seconds between Adam Ruiz and the AlphaTauri of Polyakov. So in the end, it's not really worked out, this strategy. I you know, as much as I like to think these are all really fantastic drivers, I don't think they can pull that much of a gap in 5 or 6 laps.
No, and that's mostly the problem.
Yeah, and back to Daniel Valle. Sipos has now got into the 4 seconds now in terms of the gap now. Counting them up for fun now, the gap is for Sipos at this point. So Daniel Valle is on the back of Calvin, but not really too close to him as much as he'd like to be. The gap now is like 4 tenths or something like that. Yeah. Okay. Oh, and Arsene has joined now, but is it too little, too late to get back into the podium positions? I'm afraid. I think it is. Unfortunately for him, I'm not sure what happened to him, but it looks a bit all done and dusted for the Ferrari driver. He's had a superb race. Oh, and
Black Panther's challenging Tim Marduk. He already looked a bit racy.
He's lost the position to Tim.
Yes, he did, actually, but he's retaking it, or trying to retake it, and that's just a beautiful overtake through DRS onto the camel straight.
Not sure what happened there. Probably got overtaken on the pit straight. I'm assuming maybe. Or maybe sometimes people do that on purpose so they can get the DRS on the camel straight.
Exactly.
Maybe that's the strategy that he's pulling. He probably knows that he can't get too much over him, so we'll see on the next lap if he gets overtaken again, because that then can confirm to us if he's actually pulling the strategy of just letting Tim Marduk by to just overtake him later on the camel straight. It's a risky strategy, but it works for the most part, honestly. But we will see what happens after that. I don't have any gaps now on my screen, by the way, so I don't know how far behind anyone is. Oh, now they're coming back now.
That's the most valuable information for us, because without them we just don't know where the battles are.
Yeah, and Pitchko is 3 tenths behind Till, so maybe he can creep into the top 5 here. So we'll keep an eye on board with him. He's really close behind Till now, and you've got to say this is going to be one-sided here today, side by side, but not gaining still. Yes, he's gained now. He's got DRS, and surely he's got the move done now. Into 5th place goes Pitchko, and Daniel Valle is in 2nd. He actually got the move done on the Williams driver, but he's coming back to side by side now. He won't give this up, Calvin. He's had a superb race so far, but can he make it stick now and come back? And I think he has to give up the place. Daniel Valley's still just in front, and I think it's safe to say that Daniel Valley has won that small battle.
But he has not won the complete battle, because we are closing in into the start and finish straight with just now those two corners where you really need to brake for, and of course the bus stop chicane and all sorts.
Yeah,
and then we're going for Rouge and the camel straight again.
Yeah, and meanwhile Sipos is just running away with this now. 5.5 seconds is the gap now. That's quite a big, massive gap for the top end of the field. And Arsene K has probably seen enough now. He knows that the damage is done and has left the session. And what a shame for him. He only left for a couple laps, but in a competitive league and category like Split B is, you just can't afford 2 laps of being an AI driver. Meanwhile, look at Williams' drive. He's so close. He's literally pushing Daniel up the hill at this point. He may as well just be touching him and pushing him up there. So he's going to have the DRS now, and Daniel Valley's going to have to pull on some massive defensive work, but I don't know if he can. And BDG Calvin gets back in front of the Racing Point driver of Daniel Valley, and a fantastic effort by him. And looking elsewhere now, Arsene K is just going way down the list. Unfortunately, what a terrible end to the race it has been for the Ferrari driver. He really is a shame considering the fact that he was actually in a good position.
Yeah.
And with like 5 or 6 laps to go, it's just fallen apart for him. Not sure whether it's connection issues, because it's definitely not going to be the same reason F1 Kid had. He definitely would have been bothered about P2 or P3, Arsene K. But it's a shame for him. And,
well, I think we can say that the battle for the second place will continue until the end of the race. I mean, Daniel Valley isn't just saying, alright, then I'm getting third. Nope. He still wants to have that second place, which is just in front of him. And we're again closing in into the main straight and the camel straight.
Yep. There's 2 laps to go now. And it's really hotting up now between these 2 drivers. And can Leonard and Pitchko try and creep in there, maybe make this a 4-car fight now? Because with all this close racing between Calvin and Daniel Valley, it's probably going to hold them up a bit. It's certainly helped Sipos, considering the fact that he's gone from 4 seconds to 6 seconds now. But they're not making much of a game as Daniel Valley is about to go past now. They're switching places. Back into second position is the Racing Point driver. And I'm trying to think now. I'm trying to think of my mathematics in my head. If they keep switching positions once a lap in the same place. So I'm trying to think. This is lap 21. So Daniel Valley's in front.
Calvin will be in front.
Yeah, Calvin is set for a net P2 at this rate if they keep switching positions.
Yes, that's basically what it means to be like in DRS range a place behind. On the last lap, you will win.
Yeah,
You
unless Daniel can pull out a bit of a gap, because he's now pulled quite an extensive gap here now of 8 tenths. It doesn't sound much, but that's just enough for the Camel Straight, honestly, because you need to be about 4 tenths to get something done on the Camel Straight. And Calvin has let this slip a little bit here. He only needed to be behind Daniel Valley. Didn't even need to overtake him to even get past him onto the Camel Straight. But he's close up now. It is onto the final lap for the Mercedes driver of Sipos now. A fantastic race. He's led from start to finish. Well, not well, except for the pit window. But we don't matter. We don't care about that, honestly, here at ORL HQ. We got Calvin now, who's really behind it. And I've got to say, the Williams driver has not helped himself on that lap. I think it's over to get second place for him there. And I'm having a look at the the other caster booth, and it seems to me that their race is over because there seem to be drivers in there doing interviews and whatnot. But we are half a lap here to go. Don't go anywhere because this is getting close now. And Courtesy is battling here with the AlphaTauri, and he spins round. He's spinning round Svetkov. And what a disaster it is for Svetkov. He went side by side with Courtesy there. And it just went too much. Everybody's overtaking each other. Black Panther loses to Adam Ruiz now. Or maybe he's kept so in the same position. I don't know. We're on board with Daniel Valley now. He seems to have got enough now for P2. And it's been a fantastic race for Sipos right now. Constantly going in, making good lap after good lap. Nothing has held him back here today. Not one person has challenged him. 4 or 5 drivers have taken P2, and none of them could get even close. He hits the 6-second gap. It's been an absolutely dominant race for the Mercedes driver. SMM Sipos wins the Belgian Grand Prix in dominant style, just like the real-life Mercedes. Nobody can stop the black Mercedes today. And Daniel Valley actually does. And BGG Calvin lost his positions.
Oh, he does. So it didn't matter anyway whether he finished.
Unbelievable things. AlphaTauri are on the podium with third, with Actil.
This is Alfa Romeo, but yeah.
Oh my God! What a turn up for the Bucks. And Tia Marduk and Black Panther lost a couple of positions, it seems, there due to time penalties there at the end. And 13th is all he can do today. There's a yellow flag out there, not sure for who. Who cares? The race is over. Oh, never mind. Kimmy the Best going really slowly out there.
The race isn't over for him. Not yet.
Looking at the back, there's still a few drivers out there who have still not finished the laps. The gap's been really big today towards the back end of the grid. Toasty Crumbs across the line. Complacency now into 17th. Flex Marcy, unfortunately for him, and unfortunately for Dave Gaming, those 2 spins have really ruined their game, their afternoon. They really couldn't recover from it. As he goes into the bus stop chicane right now. And actually, I'm looking at the gap now. Sipos actually had a penalty, it seems, because his gap is only 3 seconds now.
Yeah, but just one. So he basically still would have won if he got another penalty.
Yeah, indeed. But this is what I mean. This is why you got to be careful about penalties, because we thought it was in the bag for Calvin. He had a superb race. Well, it turns out he's been a little bit of a naughty boy on the curbs, it seems, in the end. Not going to be on Santa's list this year, are you? Anyway, driver of the day is Polyakov, but I mean, I don't know. I disagree with that, but
well,
I was going to say Calvin was going to be driver of the day, but
with the penalties, I mean, yes, he was really surprisingly up there suddenly.
Yeah, but I think the manner he's got himself up there is
a bit, yeah, wrong. But Daniel Valla is back into 2nd place, so not completely a win, but it's a really earned position this time. You know, been in qualifying really strong, and now 2nd in the race. It's pretty good. I mean, it's not the win, of course. He wants more, but that's a really good position. And we got, of course, Till in the Alfa Romeo in 3rd now, because Calvin was it who got those 5 times 3 penalties, 5 times 3 second penalties, I think. Yes, and yeah. Then with Leonard in 4th, who did a very good race, I think. Pichko in 5th, Lucho in 6th, Polyakov in 7th, then Calvin in 8th, Kurtzi in 9th, Svetkov in 10th, Arsen in 11th. He disconnected. Black Panther in 12th, Tiamat Marganak in 13th, 14th is Adam Rees, 15th is Dave Gaming. Then with Toastix, Complacency, Flaxus Marcy, Kimmy the Best, and Dave Wonke, who DNF'd this race.
Absolutely. And it was a fantastic race for the Mercedes driver of Stipos. Like, nobody stopped him. Like, ever since qualifying, posting top time laps all the way through from the start of the race, just prancing away. It's just absolute scenes, honestly, for the Mercedes driver, and hopefully some more good performances to come from the Mercedes driver. And yeah, we're just currently waiting now to see if anybody wants to do any interviews right now, as I'm looking at the Discord chat to see if anybody will want to come in. Till is not available to talk because his mic is broken. I might want to invest on that, maybe.
Yeah, true. That would be a very sensible thing. I mean, the best would be to just have your headset with a mic, but I mean that mic can be broken
and
too.
we got Lucho in the
voice.
thing.
I think we have to go down there again.
Oh, do we? Okay, we'll go to voice 2 then.
Oh no, it works this way.
Never mind. We'll stay here. We can't be asked.
Exactly.
Hey, Lucho and Panther, what's up?
Yo,
What a race.
Yeah. So we'll talk to Panther first. So because he was first in. Panther, what do you think? Not a result you wanted today, it seems.
I mean, I'm pretty happy to be honest with this result. I mean, I
Well, you
think
got no
it's best-
point.
Yeah, I know, but like I got everything out of the car, so I think I can be happy for sure because it's such a competitive grid. For
Yeah,
sure
yeah.
today, and with the fight with the Ahmed Marduk was insane for sure. That last lap,
Yeah.
down to the line.
Yeah. I bet you woke up this morning not thinking that you would be competing against one of the top F1 YouTubers by the end of the day.
I haven't at all. Like I wasn't even expecting to be like similar pace at him. So yeah, I'm honored to battle with a guy like him, and I'm glad everything went clean. So
Yeah, but hopefully you get into the points in the coming races now. It seems to be a lot better than the last few races, it seems. So yeah, I hope that gets better for you. Lucho,
yes.
good race for you, or what do you think?
I can be happy with that. I started P7. I can be happy with my quali, a decent lap, and yeah, the guys in front of me were just too fast for me. So
Yeah.
I was just trying to be in the DRS train, which I could until the after the stop. So I was a little bit after loneliness, but I got overcut by the AlphaTauri. I don't know if you saw that, and I had a big moment.
Yeah.
So I had a big moment after I went to the new mediums it was, and then I got the whole what was it? Oh whoosh! So that was a little scary moment for me. But then I overtook the AlphaTauri eventually. So eventually it was a good race for me.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you're happy with that, and looking forward to the next race. Is anything you want to say, Maku?
With Singapore next up.
Yeah.
So, what are you guys thinking? The only track with a tunnel? No, not actually not the only place, but the only one with a bridge. That would be the right term. Tunnel. Monaco has also a tunnel, but it's
Yes.
the only one with a bridge, I think.
It is, yes. Yeah, it's for me. I have to say I don't know what my pace around there is, so we'll see.
And about the track in general, is it something
I love
you
it.
like?
I love it. I love it.
I don't know if it applies to this game, but because I've not played half of the tracks on this game yet, but from last year's game there was like this really tight corner towards the end of the lap where everybody would crash into the wall. Not sure if that still applies this year with the physics or not, but that was an exciting corner for me in the game. I can't remember which corner it was, but it was one of the last corners of the race of the circuit. So looking forward to see how people will deal with the tight, twisty corners of Singapore. Basically, Monaco at night, slightly bigger. But yeah, looking forward to that next week. Anything you want to say, Michael, before we go?
No, I'm happy to be here. I think. What's up with Team Marduk and Dave? Are they joining us next week again?
I don't know. I have to ask Panther.
Because as far as I'm informed, as I've got a little bit of intel at Dave's stream, on Twitch, and he has written in his Twitch in his stream description that this is ORL debut, so maybe we'll see him next time round too, for the rest of the season. Maybe that's the same for Team Marduk.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he will join next weekend, but we will see if he has the time and if he wants to race.
Well, then we just we'll let us surprise next weekend. Who's there?
We will see then. So
Dave is also gonna join. In the
I will. Oh, okay. Wait, he needs to be quick though, because we're wrapping it up.
Yeah, exactly.
But I bet there was a lot of fighting today. I saw like a big DRS train on the mini map with all the top guys, with BDG, Kelvin, and all the others.
Yeah,
I lost DRS because of you, because I had to overtake you.
Sorry.
Nah, it's fine, man. It's fine.
I mean, I was like letting all the faster guys pass, and when I was behind Leonard, he was like struggling a little bit, and I could keep up with his pace. So, and then suddenly I made like a few mistakes somewhere in sector 2, and then suddenly you were right behind me. So
yeah, I literally did the same mistake. So
yeah, GG though.
Yeah, GG.
Just waiting for Dave now. Do we have to wait for?
Yeah. It's yeah. I don't know, were there a lot of incidents?
Don't know. Oh, we've got Dave. I don't know. He's mute, so we'll have to wait. Oh wait, there's two Daves.
Yeah, which Dave is it?
Yeah, which Dave is it, Pam?
That's a good guy. I think it's Dave, and then we have the other Dave, but that's another Dave. That makes no sense.
Need to set up push to talk. All right, whenever you're ready, Dave. God damn it! I'm so confused.
I think Dave is Dave Gaming, and Dave is Dave.
Fuck.
There you go.
but who's
I'm
Dave?
so confused.
Yes,
Hello?
me too.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes, we can.
Hi. Hello, Dave. Dave, who are you?
Dave is Dave's streaming PC.
Oh, okay. okay. Are you both the same person? I'm so confused right now.
No, he's another Dave. We had 2 days racing, I think, today.
Marky, you do the interview. I can't be asked.
I do the interview. So, well, we've seen you. I've seen you touching the Renault at nearly the beginning of the whole race, and we got this in stream, and then you're mostly hanging about 15 to 19 seconds behind the rest of the grid. How was this? What did you think at the moment?
I think you need to push the talk again. Can't hear you.
Hello?
Yes,
You
you
guys
can
hear
hear you again.
Yes, there you are.
Alright, sorry for that. Yeah, I was... of course, I was hoping that I can make the overtake work, but fortunately I clipped the grass on the left side, and then I had a little bit of oversteer, tried to correct it. We touched, I had a little bit of front wing damage, but anyway, although I couldn't recover that well, we had no safety car, unfortunately, but it was nice to race the guys who were a little bit behind of the midfield pack or the leading pack, and I think pace-wise it was just about right. I could have probably fight for podiums, but in this case it wasn't enough. I made a mistake.
Yeah, sure. Hopefully this will go better next week. And next week we are at Singapore. We just talked a little bit about it. How's it with you? How do you like the track? And what do you think about this yourself? And what do you think about the other drivers? Well, I mean, you don't know them too good yet, but what do you think you can do at Singapore?
Well, Singapore is a nice track, I guess. Not many overtaking opportunities. I'm not good in qualifying, but I hope for front wing damages of the other drivers. Although they have a high quality, they are driving very good, and it is of course very difficult to stay competitive that way, because if you make a mistake on your own or if you have bad qualifyings, they are just ahead of you. But let's see. I hope I can improve a little bit, and maybe I also get a good qualifying lap.
So yeah, I think we're looking forward to next week, and maybe then you can give us an interview from the podium.
Well, I hope so, but I think I might be the Hulkenberg of this split.
So, Black Panther, did Cisco already left?
I guess he did. I'm not sure what happened.
I think he does. I am neither. So, then I think we're calling it a night for today. Thank you guys for watching the stream. We'll see you next week again at around 8 p.m. At Singapore, and yeah, we're hoping for a nice race as this one was. Good night guys, and see you.